name is Kevin and welcome to Design with Kevin. In this channel, we'll be learning how to use Photoshop and how to apply it in your daily work so that it can help you to build yourself in graphic design industry. So this is a video for absolute beginners. If you are new to Photoshop and you really want to learn about it, stay tuned as we begin. After installing your Photoshop, this is how it will look like after opening it. So my Photoshop has been used, or I have used it for some time. That's why it has some files on this side. And I believe on your Photoshop, since you have not yet worked any project on it, it has a welcome statement. Welcome to Photoshop. And also we have a window for new document titled new document, which has recent work, saved, photo, print, art and illustrations, web, mobile, film and video. So quickly let's go through all this, starting on recent. Recent usually if you already have what works you have done or any size of work you've done before, so it will be shown under recent. Since your Photoshop has no recent works, it will be empty. Also under saved, you already have been told this is where you will find your saved presets. So presets are usually the different sizes of artworks that you can save for future use. They are saved as a presets. So when you go under photo, you will get several sizes of photo. So photos you've been given here photo because of if you are doing photography, these are sizes you can use. We have sizes in landscape and portrait. So by the default of Photoshop, you get 7 by 7 inch at 300 ppi. You have different sizes of landscape: 7 by 5, 3 by 2, 6 by 4, 7 by 5. Then under portrait, you'll get 2 by 3, 4 by 6, 5 by 7, 8 by 10. Now when you go under printer, printer are normal document sizes. Mostly you have papers, like you have A4 papers, A5 papers, A6 papers. That's why you have even F6 books, A5 books. We have envelopes which are mostly in letter size. Maybe you are designing something to be printed in on a particular size, like let's say an A4 size, like a flyer. You can use the measurement under print. Now when you go to art and illustrations, basically in Photoshop you can do art, you can do drawings. So, and these are the sizes for mostly for drawings. So we have squared size. We have two squared sizes, 1000 by 1000 pixels, then 2000 by 2000 pixels. And we have also portrait sizes and landscape sizes. We have web also. Under web usually if you're doing artworks for website, for example the landing page of the website. The landing page of the website is usually a welcome page on your website. So here you get different sizes. The first one is the common one, then web large, web medium, web minimum. All these paint the website setup. You have also section for mobile. I think you know the appearance size of the mobile. You have fonts in portrait. Very few are in landscape, and landscape they usually are tablets. So you have been given here artwork. For example, maybe you're designing a sticker to be placed on the back of the mobile phone. So and here you get different sizes of the mobile phone, so you choose which side you want to work on. Also you have in photo, you also have a section of film and video. Under film and video, why do you have film and video in Photoshop? Because in Photoshop you can also edit videos. You can edit a video in terms of adding illustrations, maybe painting. You can do also animation, 2D animation in Photoshop can do. That's why you have section of film and video, and you have different sizes of video depending the quality you want your video to look like. Starting from 1080 to 4K qualities, you can design them in Photoshop. Now, how do you create to get started with Photoshop? You can move from film to go back to recent here. It's not even necessary to go recent, but what we'll focus on? We'll focus on this section where you have preset details, width, resolution, height, orientation. You have color mode, background, contents, and color profile. So on this section is where our focus is today. You want to get started. So here you will create your first document. For example, you can name here first, and that will be the name of the document or your project. Under the preset details, we have widths. Now widths and height, these are the measurement of your project or your artwork. And also you have measurement, and you have them in different units. For example, by default usually inches, so you can choose from downward arrow here. You can choose the units that you are comfortable to use it. For example, you can use pixels, centimeters, millimeters, points, picas. So this depending with the what units you have been using in mostly maybe in school or in your daily life. You can use the one you're comfortable with. For example, on my side, I usually like to use centimeters. So let's say I want to work in a document of an A4 size. A4 size, we saw it in under print. A4 size is here. It is in millimeters, mm, to 10 by 297 mm. If we select this, our measurements here, they have been set to that A4 size in millimeters. And that is portrait. Portrait has been indicated by a symbol here, portrait, and this one here is a symbol of landscape. You can choose the orientation you want. If you want portrait, if you want in a landscape, you press on landscape, and the measurement will switch. Now 297 will go up on width, and 210 will go under height. What if we change millimeters to centimeters? It will be now 229.7 by 21. That is landscape. Let's put it under portrait. Now our resolution is 300. Always maintain 300 because 300 is the standard quality for pixels per inch. Pixel per inch, I think I'll explain pixel later, because if you don't know about pixels, so good quality of the result, you need 300 pixels per inch. So that's one will leave it by default. Now under color mode, if you press under color mode, press on it, you'll get bitmap, grayscale, RGB, CMYK, and lab color. Bitmap is not commonly used in design. That's why I'll not explain more about the bitmap. But grayscale is usually now the black and white. If your artwork should be black and white, you can stay under grayscale. RGB, R means red, then G green, and B is blue. So that is a symbol for RGB, because the red, green, and blue, those are the basic color. To get other colors, for example, yellow can mix green and red. That's why they are indicated by RGB. And we have also CMYK colors. The difference between RGB and CMYK is the output usage. For example, let me just explain on not in detail, but in simple understanding. If you are designing in RGB design, especially you're designing a poster. Now, if you are using RGB color, that means your artwork will look better in soft copy. It will look better in electronic devices, maybe in phone, in web, in social medias. So RGB colors are better when your artwork is not going on print. It's just being viewed in electronic devices, and RGB is okay on that. But CMYK colors, these are colors for print. Most printers in offices, ink being used, they are indicated by CMYK. CMYK colors mostly they're for print. So if you are designing an artwork using CMYK color, it means that this design was meant to go for printing. Now the lesson about color and understanding the difference of CMYK and RGB in details, that one will learn later in a different video. But for now, let us learn using RGB. We still learn the CMYK, but for now, let us start to learn with the RGB colors. Now, over here we have 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit. You can just leave it 8-bit. Now, under color mode, we have background contents. Background content, that is the color of your document by default. The moment you create your document, which color should that document come with? So by default is white. You can leave it white. If you press on that color, you can select a different color here. You can switch here, you can drag here, but let us stay on white. White up here on the left corner. Let us leave it white, or you can just select here white. Now under advanced option, where you have color profiles, working RGB, this is not a must. You don't need to change anything here, just leave it by default. Even pixel aspect ratio, you have square pixels there. You don't need to change anything, just leave it there, unless if you're working on videos. Here you can change something. You can change to HD, HDV1080 or DVPAL. On our feature, videos will not be doing videos, will be doing designs, graphic design, mostly on posters, flyers, something like that. So that is the basics of creating your first new document. You make sure your measurements are okay. Resolution to stay at 300. Color mode can maintain RGB. What is important here is usually the sizes. You can be changing sizes different times, but most cases this one you leave it by default. After setting 300, leave it. It never change. Color mode also it will always stay at the one you set at the beginning. So from there, just press create. Like that, now we have our document here. It is in white background, as we said while we are creating the new document. This is how you create your first document in Photoshop, and any other thing we'll learn in our next video. Thank you for staying. I would like you to comment also on any other subject about Photoshop, so that we can create a lesson the next time. Make sure you subscribe and also invite your friends who want to learn Photoshop. Thank you. See you next time.